Hi guys and girls, Rose Burnett here from Mind Body Soul Balance, and I tried to record a video for you guys and girls today out in nature, right? And it was all about how do you follow your life purpose, your life path when you've got something that you so want to achieve, right? In terms of goals and dreams. And I got about 3 minutes in and then my phone died, yeah, and I'm going, oh, okay, well that was the universe going, hello, this is your time. This is your quiet time. You need to be receiving instead of giving. Yeah, so I kind of got that message. But I wanted to follow up because it's such a special message and so dear to my heart, right? And because often I receive some comments and feedback when I'm doing some of my videos, right? And it can it can come from a place of not being empowered and not being in your highest vibration. And how do you get into that place of higher vibration to tap into your abundance flow, to make your goals and dreams a reality when you have so many things holding you back, right? And what can hold us back? Fear, doubt, not having the money, not having support systems in place, people being naysayers about your dreams and your goals, right? Even the people closest to you. And how do you stand in that place of empowerment? And often the biggest stumbling block that we need to get over, right, is ourselves. Yeah. And I guess one of the burning things that I want to do with my videos and my channel, and one of my biggest overarching goals with it, right, is to help people step into their power, to heal their soul light and their inner child. Because I'm telling you, often it doesn't matter if you're overweight and you want to lose weight and you've just about given up, and whether or not you want to be in a love relationship, a great love relationship, and your relationships keep failing, or you keep picking and attracting the same kinds of people, yeah. Whether your finances never turn around, yeah, and you're struggling with your finances, or you want to follow your life path, your life purpose, which is so dear to your heart. You don't know how to get started, or it just feels like a huge mountain to climb, yeah. And yeah, how do you tap into the state of positivity that you need to get into, and that place of strength and empowerment, yeah. And what I come back to, right, and this is what I've learned over time, and it comes from a place of, I've been where you are, and often just about all of these situations, yeah. And what I've learned is the single defining thing, right, is being whole. And what does whole mean? Well, we come into this life, and I'm a firm believer, right? We come into this life. You may have been here if you believe in past lives. You may have been here in many past lives, right? And you're here in this life to sort out your shit, yeah, and sort your karma out. And until you sort your karma out, you're going to keep having these experiences, yeah. Um, and I never believed in past lives until I did sound therapy. The first sound therapy session I went to, I went, oh my God, I've had like 3 past lives and this is my third. If you think that's weird, I don't care, right? First life, I'll share this. First life, I saw myself in like Egypt as this warrior princess, yeah, like fighting, rah rah. I did have people at my side, but I had this deep connection to eagle spirits, right? And they're my spirit guides now. They show up whenever I'm divinely connected to spirit, yeah. My second life, I saw myself in like the 1920s or 30s, right? And I just got a glimpse of it. I got a glimpse of it, right? And I had this bonnet on. God, so not me, yeah. And like this garb where it was like this skirt and this shirt, right? It was right up to my neck. So I was like totally oppressed, yeah. And I had this husband at my side. It was like I couldn't say a goddamn thing. I was just so oppressed, was not myself at all. And then I've come into this life, which is to sort my shit out, right? And it's taken me over 50 years to sort my shit out, I'll tell you, yeah. We keep getting these life experiences that keep banging us on the head, and getting at us at a heart level until we pull ourselves up and go, what is going on, yeah? And so if you're having all of these experiences and things not turning out how you want, life's not turning out how you want, it's about coming back to this place, which is where I started off, right, is your soul light. Healing your soul light, healing your inner child, and becoming whole, balancing your masculine and your feminine energies, tapping into your higher levels of vibration, right? So getting out of your basic needs stuff where you're worrying all the time about your finances, your home, your connections. For guys and girls, mostly guys, I'm just going to say heads up straight to you boys and girls as well, but mostly guys, is you need to get out of the sexuality, and you need to, there's nothing wrong with sexuality, right? But if you're living that in a day-to-day space, you're living in a lower vibration, right? If you want to have a love relationship, you need to be working from your heart space and your head space, because mostly that's what girls are attracted to. Just giving you some insight there. But if you're a woman and you're stuck in there as well, you need to lift your vibration, right? So we have chakras in our body, yeah, chakras in our body. If you don't know, not only a transformational coach, I'm an advanced Reiki practitioner, so we do energy healing on the chakras. And my mind, body, soul balance program's all about balance, yeah. But when you come from your higher chakras, right? So when you're working from not only your solar plexus, which is your energy center, right? That is your source, your connection to divine source energy. And then we get to our heart chakra. My heart chakra is over here because I'm using my laptop, right? We're opposite each other, yeah. So heart chakra. When you work from your heart chakra and your throat chakra up, you're working from a higher level of vibration. You're speaking from your heart's truth, yeah. And when you're at your crown chakra, that's as high as you can go. You're connecting to the divine. And when you go up these chakras, right, the more you're going to experience joy and peace, because that's the place you want to ultimately be, right? And so why am I telling you this? Well, often if you want to create massive change, right, if you want to attract the kind of abundance in your life that you want to attract, if you want to do things that are out of the ordinary and are extraordinary, you need to be whole. You need to be standing in your wholeness. You need to be standing in empowerment. And you only do that when you, I guess, your soul light. You're listening to your heart space. You're listening to your soul light. You've like recovered from whatever's holding you back in life, whether it's relationship disappointments, whether it's growing up in a family who didn't do the right thing by you. You know, experiences along the way can dent us and dent our soul light, our inner child. And it's about coming back to a place of joy, coming back to place of health and well-being, yeah, because when you do that, if you're overweight, often there are a lot of the reasons why we're overweight is emotional eating, right? And we're totally out of whack. We're totally out of whack in our blood sugar levels, but we're totally out of whack with our emotions, and we don't love ourselves very much. We don't appreciate ourselves. We don't respect ourselves. We let people walk all over us. Yeah, there's all sorts of reasons for it, right? But mostly it's because you don't love yourself enough, right? And you need to heal your inner child and your soul light. And often a lot of the things that have affected it are not your fault, right? They're never your fault. And it's about forgiving yourself, forgiving others. Sometimes the act of forgiving others is not about accepting the behaviours, but it's about cutting the cords to those people that have caused that heartache and that damage, yeah? But it's freeing yourself. The forgiveness is about freeing yourself so you can move on and let go of the past. So how does it tie into your abundance and your dreams and your goals, right? Well, a lot of the things that are holding you back are either karmic, or they can be fears and stuff from parents, partners, friends that are so uncomfortable with you stepping out and doing something amazing, yeah? Their own fears are coming up. Their own values are coming up. Not your problem. You've got to be strong enough, and you've got to put yourself and create yourself and I guess build yourself into this person that is so empowered that you can withstand all the naysayers. You just don't give a damn, right? You don't give a toss. I'm somebody that's super sensitive, and it's taken me a long time to accept that sensitivity, but now I didn't have great examples in terms of setting healthy boundaries with people just because of my own family experiences, but I'm becoming a rapid learner, right? And the more I do it, the tougher I get. Try and do it from a place of compassion. Sometimes that is not possible, right? Sometimes you just got to put your foot down. And but it's all about realizing there will be a point where you actually realize how important it is to protect yourself, to protect the beauty of your soul light, your heart space, the things that you so desire and want to do in this world. They're so important, right? And everybody on this earth, you included, has the right to live your dreams, to do and follow what you so desire you want to do. I have things, right? What I'm doing at the moment, right? It is so much in my heart space, my soul life. Every cell of my being, I want it so much. I just want it so much because it's my life path, my life purpose. When you know that that's inside you and you're holding yourself back and you're going against your flow, you're going to hate doing what you're doing, right? I used to have this job, well, I've had a few actually, which were never aligned to who I was because I kept listening to everybody else to be sensible, right? To follow society's expectations of us and to have the 9-to-5 job to make a living, yeah? To make a living. And I would go to some of these jobs and some of them were in like, I'll whisper in case anybody's watching that knows me. Oh, who cares? I used to be in project management, right? Those people used to drive me batty because yeah, they were all at odds with each other. And I'm such a person that goes, can we all just get on the same page? Yeah, can we all just love each other? Just please, get on. And I used to drive, and on the journey, like I'd literally be 5 minutes left home going, oh God, I've got to go in. Do you know what I mean? Like every part of my being was going, I don't want to go in this direction, because every part of my being was not following my flow, was not following my heart, was not following my soul light of what really turned me on, which is to be creative, to be a builder. For you, it's going to be something totally different, right? And if you've always wanted to get in great shape, and there are these, we do get, in terms of both men and women, right, we get the pressure put on us by society of how we're supposed to look. Well, we're all going to be our shape, whatever our shape is, yeah, but we can be in great health. I'm a living example of that. I've lost like nearly close to 30 kilos. I'm in the best shape of my life. That did not just, and I've got a drop 4 diet, if you want to check that out, and an exercise program. But the biggest part of that shift was the mental and emotional shift. Yeah, it was the healing of the soul light, the healing of my inner child, and relationships, and putting boundaries in place and protecting myself. And you know why? Because not only did I sort out my blood sugars and all the rest of it, all that kind of stuff, yeah, and found this amazing way of eating, but it was more about that food never, ever again became an emotional tool. It's just food for me now. And I kind of like quizzically, when I meet people that are so into food, right, often they're a bit overweight. No, oh look, hey, I've been overweight, so I'm not putting you down if you're so into your food, right? But you get to a place where food is just sustenance, and it's nourishment, and it's about being in the, and when you get, I'll tell you what, apart from food, right, when you get into a place of being in the best shape of your life, it feels amazing, just saying. If you want to reach joy and peace and all the rest of it, being in amazing shape, oh my God, it does take a bit of effort, but it's so worth it. But it comes down to emotions. It really does. It comes down to your inner child, your soul light. And if you want to reach for the big dreams with your career, whether it's with starting a business, doing a project, being a healer, whatever it is you want to be, right? It comes back to the same principle. It's about letting go of those things that are holding you back, and you're not going to know what they are until you start digging deep, yeah? Whether it's karmic, whether it's stuff that has tripped you up from past relationships and disappointments, whether it's the people around you that you're not surrounding yourself with the most positive people to support yourself with. But often, right, it comes back to you. So when you get stuck in a place where you're going, woe is me, I want this dream, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try and manifest it. Well, I love manifesting, right? But at some point you're going to have to take some action towards your dreams. It's not going to just happen on its own. You've got to figure out a way to start taking some steps towards achieving your dreams and your goals. And one, it's commitment. You actually got to commit to your heart, commit to your soul light, that this is your path, yeah? And start. And sometimes it's a really difficult place to be, and it requires a lot of trust, a lot of faith, and this is where the divine and spirit does come in. But it's also about, in that process, it's about letting go of a whole lot of fear and doubt. Yeah. And if you've been racked with fear and doubt that pulls you and stops you, and, there's lots of things you can do in terms of mindfulness practices that can allay those fears. Yeah. You'll find them in my Mind, Body, Soul Balance program. There's so many to help you out. But mostly the most important thing is letting go of the past, letting go of things that are holding you back, actively working on releasing them from your body, from your cells, from your emotions, from your heart space, from your soul light, yeah? One of the simplest ways of doing that is to balance and ground yourself regularly, at least two times a week, right? Give yourself the most precious gift of all, get out in nature, because Spirit and Divine is there, yeah? You will feel their presence. There's a place where you'll get, when you start raising your vibration, you get out of your lower chakras. When I say to you guys and girls, like, let go of the lower chakras and start working from your heart space, your head space, and let go of like being stuck in sexuality and everything else, right? Nothing wrong with that. But when you get out of that space, you'll start actually hearing the universe. You'll start hearing your spirit guides and your angels, and because it's going to be in nature, right? You'll hear it in your soul light, yeah? You'll be actively listening for it. And you could find yourself a beautiful place, whether it's near the ocean, whether it's in the bush. Regularly go there at least twice a week, right? Let go of stuff that's holding you back. Put it out there to the universe. In terms of, like, you don't say it out loud because people think you nuts if they're on the same path as you. They're going like, oh wow. In your mind, like we talk to ourselves all the time, constantly we talk to ourselves, right? Sometimes it's about quietening that chatter, particularly the fear-based thoughts. If you watched any of my other videos, if you want a quick way to stop those fear-based thoughts, one of the affirmations that you can say to yourself over and over again, right? I don't care how many times you say it until the noise stops, particularly fear-based thoughts, is I am worthy of all the good things in life and I lovingly accept them now. I'm worthy of all the good things in life and I lovingly accept them now. It's one of Louise Hayes. She's passed now, but she just left it with such a great legacy, yeah. But that one will get you out of that mindset because it's about interrupting the pattern of thought that's going on at that particular moment, yeah. And believe it. Believe that you're worthy of all the good things in life. Sorry, the light's playing in and out in the moment. Just ignore it. So yeah. So do that. Start with that because that is one of the simplest things you can possibly do. But whilst you're out there, here's what else you're going to do, right? One, you're going to lift yourself up. So self-love talk. I want you to talk to yourself and tell yourself how many beautiful qualities you have. Recognize the qualities that you have. Accept the dark and light sides of yourself. Things that come up for you that other people irk in you is whether it's to be more respected, to be more loved, to be more appreciated. That's your shadow side coming out, yeah? But it's also accepting and acknowledging the past mistakes. Just let them go. Yeah, go, okay, well, it was a bit of a twat. I made that decision. Yeah, so what? Can't do anything about it now except learn from it and move on. And when you start doing that work around your soul light and your inner child, which is so important, right? You're going to come back to this place. I can guarantee it, right? One, you're going to be more enlightened. You're going to have a much higher vibration. You are going to attract to you the love relationships you want, the partners you want. You're going to attract to you the opportunities. The doors are going to open for you. Golden opportunities are going to open for you in terms of your abundance and your flow. And you're going to feel more energized. You're going to be more tapped in and tuned into your divine source energy, your heart space, as well as your intuition. And when you come from a place of trusting your heart, what your heart's telling you, what your soul's telling you in terms of your life path, your life purpose, you're going to tap into your flow. And it's not an easy place to be, right? Because sometimes you're going, right, well, I've tapped into my flow, yeah, but when's my abundance coming in? Yeah, and that's when you need the faith and the trust, and you just need to keep working on what you're working on, one step at a time, yeah? Because it's not going to happen in your timing, it's going to happen in divine timing. And there's a point where, there's a tipping point, right? There's effort, and then you've got to recognize when you've done so much effort, you need to take some time out to rest and relax and rejuvenate yourself, balance and ground yourself, right? And then allow the universe to give to you so you can receive. You have to be open to receiving, right? So there's this little balance or this tightrope that you walk between doing action and then allowing yourself to receive, yeah. And you'll get signs along the way that you're doing the right thing, yeah. And when things aren't working, then you just need to change tack a little bit and make an adjustment until it is working, yeah, and you tap into your flow. So yeah, but the most important thing, if I can leave you with anything, is if you're struggling, is you need to dig deep, work on your healing, your soul light, your inner child, letting go of the past, anything tripping you up. And when you do that, you're just going to be much more empowered, more inspired, more motivated. And listen to your heart space. It's your intuition. Don't ignore your gut feelings, whether it's in relationships, whether it's choosing life partners, whether it's choosing the career path you want to go on, yeah? Listen to your heart space. Now, before I go, I nearly forgot, right? I want to give you one special gift. I pulled a card out before I wanted to talk to you from the Rumi deck, yeah? And I said to Divine and Spirit, what message do we want to share with this video, yeah? And I got the Sacred Soul Sister, yeah? And I'm going to read it to you just to finish off. What it says is, when you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All of your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you can become stable. I love you. I am your other self. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. Could not have predicted this card pulling it, could I? Huh? Perfect. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth-telling to you through your dreams, through your body. I am you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into this world alone. And yet there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there is no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally, who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond, again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you, but she is talking to you, demanding or reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for in that moment. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as the workings of an overactive imagination. Or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless. Fleeting fancy. The wise ones know, however, that the truth of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities, and to transform the nature of our existence. From the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She is the part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. It is sort of like the eye of the dog trying to see its whole self, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear is moved along too. So rather than through direct perception, the sacred soul sister is met through reflection. She can be received in those moments of rest when great ideas are born. She's a genius, you see, vastly creative and inspired. Her worlds are those that we access in sleep and relaxation, meditation, or absorbing engagement in activity, where the mind can relax and drop into realities far more vast than those of daily life and to be replenished. To tap into her wisdom, to distill a teaching from the fragmented memory of a dream, or the subtle feeling experienced in meditation, requires that you walk with her gait, and not the fast-paced, forward-moving canter of your conscious and intellectual mind. Her gait is meandering and apparently unstudied. Yet she is in deep concentration to feel for truth of movement, to allow for what is emerging to express itself through her, and she is listening rather than demanding to know, to force, to speak, or to direct. To receive her genius and benefit most fully from it requires a willingness to surrender logic and open up to inspiration, to become empty and to let the mind soften and become receptive, open and permeable. She delivers questions that lead to answers, but not according to the demands issued by an insecure and fearful mind. She offers what is genuinely needed and answers the deepest questions of the heart. She is trustworthy, this sister. She cannot betray truth. Therefore, she can be relied upon as a faithful way shower for the heart. So, to commune with her, wise as that impulse is, requires that you learn the ways of the world and the strange symbolic language she speaks. She will never tell you what you already know. Why be so inefficient? No, she prefers to educate, intrigue, and beguile you, as you are drawn into far more beautiful and powerful and helpful truths. So in her world and in her language, you must surrender and suspend your need to immediately understand. Let yourself absorb the imagery, the feelings, the possibilities, to dwell, ponder, and to be permeated by the wisdom. The appearance of a horse may signify your own spiritual being, and the appearance of you may signify a false sense of identity and not the real you at all. You may see desert landscapes and moonlight nights in your dreams. When so much inner growth is happening, you will soon bloom like springtime. You may dream of charging up hills with great energy, when in your physical world you can barely muster enough strength to get out of bed in the morning. What does this all mean? This apparent contrary world, upside down, nothing is all as it seems symbolism. The meaning is in the communication, and the communication is received in repose, in reflection, in quietness, and in rest. And you must trust. Trust her and trust yourself. When something needs to be known, so it shall be. This is necessary, so much less than what we expect. Your lack of knowing is not ignorance. Your unknowingness is your bowing to life with trust. What did I say? Faith and trust? Yeah. She has come to you through this oracle to remind you that everything is all right, that she has your back no matter what the appearance may seem to be. To your more limited dog's eye consciousness in the light of day, she is guiding you with her wider knowledge through circumstance and situations that are ultimately going to free you into a greater love than you have ever known. No matter whether you feel like a rat in a maze or a bewildered drunk stumbling through a labyrinth of back alleyways, trying to find your way home again. Sometimes these are so quirky. No matter how much out of control your life may seem, she's letting you know that all is proceeding just as it should be, and that her will shall manifest. Her will is your wholeness, your completion. Her will must manifest and shall, because her will is nurture, it is growth, it is God. She is God in you. Now, remember that, and you'll realise, if you don't mind the ending being told before the last chapter, that everything's going to be okay. This oracle comes with particular guidance. You know something deep in your bones without knowing how or why, or without particular reason. You just know. It doesn't make sense, but you know. It may be joy that you know. It may be that you know to avoid a certain situation. It may be something is going to work out beautifully despite appearances to the contrary. At a particular moment, it may be that you are meant to take a certain path. You just know. Heart space, oh light, just saying. This oracle comes as confirmation that your knowing, mysterious as it is your sacred soul sister talking through you. Trust it and act or not accordingly. And there's a sacred honouring ritual and what it says is kneel or sit comfortably, preferably on the ground or somewhere you feel grounded and anchored to the earth. That could be on the floor if practical. Okay, the way I ground myself, which I'm doing right now as I'm speaking to you, I'm going to give you a minute, right? Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off and put your feet on the ground, in touch with the ground. You can ground yourself that way, yeah? You've got to have bare naked feet, so do it now. I'll give you a minute. Pause the video, take your shoes off, yeah? And it says, rest your hands on the ground or on your legs and say aloud, I call upon the sacred sister of my soul, the shadow priestess of wisdom in the temple of love. You guide me to love, and under the merciful grace and protection of Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, our relationship is one of respect, care, and divine guidance. May I be blessed with receptivity to your genius and capacity for the grace of growth, so be it. Rest for a few minutes. You have finished your sacred honouring ritual. Wow. All about listening to your heart space and your soul light becoming whole. All right, beautiful peeps. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. Love you heaps. Much love, much light. Namaste.